Hello and welcome back, beautiful people of the world. My name is Morgan Elizabeth, and I am so happy to be here with you all once again for another great Acne Beautiful video. Today I'm sitting out on my sleeper porch, soon to be painted, maybe not soon, to be scraped, painted, repaired. It'll be very, very inviting someday. Meanwhile, it's still one of my favorite places to come out and enjoy, especially as we're moving into the fall. I'll be able to sit out here, listen to the birds, enjoy the sounds of nature, look at some of the big trees, and see what life has to offer. So I hope you guys are all ready, because today we're going to talk a little bit about CBD and skin. All right, without further ado, I just want to first let you guys know that I am wearing all three of my very special pins today. There you go. Embrace hope, soul, and kind. We're coming toward the end of 2020, and it seems like quite the whirlwind. I have to say to myself, what happened to the year? And yet so many of my own paradigms have been broken down, dismantled, recycled, renewed, and rebirthed this year. It's been an amazing journey, and I am very happy to say that I have reached a lot of inner peace along the way. In order to get to that peace, we sometimes have to go through the ups and downs and the turmoils in between. And we all know what that's like. So yes, today I'm wearing my three pins, which to me represent body, mind, and spirit. And then my supercharged heart chakra necklace right here. And I'm going to start us off by talking very briefly about something that I think is crucial and critical, as you all know, to attaining not only clear skin, but anything that you want in your life. All right, so here we go. Have you ever heard yourself or anyone else say, if I just had ... then I would be happy. If I just had clear skin, I would be happy. I remember thinking those very thoughts in my early 20s because it seemed like acne was the biggest plague in my life. If I just had clear skin, everything would be okay. If I just had clear skin, I would be happy. I would have nothing to be unhappy about. A little bit older, a little bit wiser, a few more steps on this earth, and here I am, fully integrated by body, mind, and soul. Thank goodness for that. One of the most joyous experiences in life, in my opinion, has to be experiencing all three aspects of the self fully integrated into one. Having clear skin after suffering from acne for decades can also bring immense joy, without a doubt. Yeah, I'm looking at my notes. But when that happens, guys, when you attain clear skin and you haven't done the inner work, are you finally happy too? Is all of your suffering just magically gone? What happens when 6 months later, 3 months later, a year later, your clear skin becomes old news to your minds, and you find yourself just as miserable as before? Well, on that little note, I'll leave you to think about that, my little introduction to today. I will tell you all this. A little bit of some personal recent history. I've been going through, with the rest of my family, some challenging events lately related to the family dynamic. I've made some very important and wise decisions for myself recently that have liberated a new level of freedom within myself. I can tell you this without a doubt, guys. Today has been and will continue to be one of the most beautiful days of my life. There's nothing particularly special about it. It's not my birthday. I didn't receive anything. I didn't achieve anything. I didn't do anything particularly different, but I did reach a new level of true connection within myself. No need for anything to happen, but welcoming it all and allowing it to blossom. And with that, deep internal peace. And I am eternally grateful for that. And I wish that all for every single one of you out there too, no matter where you are in your acne beautiful journey, no matter where you are in your life or where you may find yourself tomorrow, that peace that we all desire, that we all seek, it is within you. And I know some days can be really shitty and really hard. And it's easy to revert back to our old patterns of thinking and behaving. But it's in those moments, if we have enough awareness, and that is a practice, our awareness, we can stop ourselves, we can say, change, think differently, have a moment of pause, because we know there's something greater out there. And doesn't our health matter? Absolutely it does. What happens when we're bogged down with too much stress and we can't see forward? Everything narrows and get that tunnel vision. We can't create, we can't be. We cannot be the fullest versions of ourselves. And with that comes sickness and dis-ease. And if you suffer from acne, probably more breakouts too. All right, so I got my little rant out of the way, if you want to call it that. For me, it's a real blessing, and I hope you think so too. So let's jump in. Let's talk about CBD. CBD is an area of skincare that's really exploding. It's an area of skincare that I've done a minor amount of research in compared to all of the other areas of acne that I've studied. And yet I really felt compelled to pull it in and bring it in sooner than later. Even though I could sit there all day and talk about different elements of acne without ever having to reference my notes because I've said it so many times and it's just in me and part of me. CBD is something I'm still learning about myself, and in fact something I'm still experimenting with too. So I would love for you guys to open your own curiosity about it. If you've had any experiences with CBD, I'd love to hear your experiences. As you know, it's a very broad spectrum tool that one could use to heal many different aspects and elements within their life. So it doesn't have to be just skincare, which is a beautiful thing. One of the most significant areas of CBD is that it's able to interact with and affect the skin, which I thought was super duper duper cool. There are some studies that I'm referencing today, and I will post them at the bottom of the video on YouTube for anybody who wishes to reference these studies on their own. So one study in particular found that there exists a great deal of cannabinoid signaling within the skin. That means that when you ingest CBD, it can interact with your skin cells and those parts of your body that suffer from acne. And it doesn't have to be on your face. You could suffer from acne on your back, on your chest, on your neck, on your arms. Those are the general places. So it can interact with your skin because of the cannabinoid receptors there very quickly. So in fact, of all of the different types that I've read about, and when I was working as a nutritional health coach for Natural Grocers by Vitamin Cottage, I got a really great firsthand education on CBD from some of the representatives that would come into the store and tell us about their products. And, you know, I did my own research after that and so on and so forth. And I got to try a lot of stuff too. There are a ton of topical CBD products out there as well. But mostly I'm focusing on the internal effects today. Now, if you apply something topically, it's still going to affect you internally because it's going to be absorbed into your skin and into your body. So it gets into your bloodstream, it'll get around to all of your different areas of your body and to those cannabinoid receptor sites. However, I like to tinker with and even promote to a degree ingesting it first and then adding a topical later on to complement what you're already doing internally on a much greater level. So you're going to be able to take that CBD in internally and have it work on a greater level because it's going to be at a greater quantity as well than what you would get in one little pump or spray or what have you from your topical product. All right, another study, which I'm also going to reference at the bottom of our video today, found that CBD exerts not only an anti-inflammatory effect, but also here's a good word, sebaceous one. So we have our sebaceous glands in our skin, and these are what produce oil. Now, acne-prone people tend to have overactive sebaceous glands. And if you know anything about me, you know I'm not crazy about heat and humidity because I am one big oil slick and I tend to have much more active sebaceous glands. Now, I'm in my mid-30s now, and even in my mid-30s, I still have very oily skin. It was a lot oilier when I was younger, and I'm sure it will get less oily as I progress in age. Now, there are benefits to the oil. I wouldn't want to remove all of it from my skin by any means. It creates a barrier for bacteria. It's a protective layer. It has a lot of cool jobs. But I don't need as much as I produce. Trust me. So for that effect alone, I think that's pretty cool. Double it with an anti-inflammatory effect, and you're really well on your way to something good. So what does this mean anyway? It can slow down the release of your sebum, of the oil from your glands, from your pores that comes out on your skin. Pretty cool. So this oil, the sebum that we all have, it's oily. It can be really thick. I don't know about you guys, but especially if you're a woman, you probably notice changes in your skin throughout the month, and even a change in the thickness, so to speak, of your skin. Almost like the texture is different. I always called it feeling like my skin was actually thicker, like I had to take more off to get down to a layer that could actually breathe. This greasy, oily, thick substance, which isn't particularly bad, like we said, but it really exudes itself when you suffer from acne. You know, there's a lot more of it than you may necessarily want. And this isn't true for every single acne sufferer across the board, right? Because like we said earlier, acne is individual to each person. So these are some common trends. But yes, people who have super dry skin also can have acne and do have acne. Yeah, so it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Okay, so let's see. Oh, love this part, inflammation. So our CBD products can help reduce inflammation in the body. We've talked about inflammation before in relation to the foods that we eat, the oils that we ingest, and in particular in relation to what? Omega-3s. That's right, omega-3s versus omega-6s and that ratio in the body. Now, why omega-3s? Yes, they have a beautiful anti-inflammatory effect on the body to help counteract some of the inflammatory effects from the other oils that we ingest that are not necessarily bad, but they can be poor oils and or just different foods that have a higher quantity of omega-6 in them in general. Okay, so I really like to try and stay away from the good, the bad, the evil, the ugly, whatever. But really taking a look at something over here and something over there, and then comparing, contrasting, and just gathering some information about it. Excuse me. Woo! So CBD is really gaining some momentum and some traction now, but the research is really what's coming out on the table these days. So we really want to stay tuned to see what other research comes out in terms of CBD and acne, because I tell you, there's definitely going to be some cool research coming out. And I think it's going to help move the world of acne and how we treat acne along in a different way. I wouldn't be surprised at all if CBD is one of those things that we actually do see traditional dermatologists embracing down the line. Good, great. Let's merge these communities, right? No need for the separation. Okay, so the big question is, does it really help acne? And that's a big question when it comes to anything and acne. And there are things that are going to help acne across the board. Living a happy, healthy lifestyle, eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, keeping your inflammatory load down. Ooh, there are so many more, but some of the basics, and we've covered these already. But ultimately, CBD can be said to have a potentially beneficial effect on acne. And that's what I'm so excited about for all of you guys. So if it's something that you do want to try, I encourage you to look in some of your local supermarkets. If you do have access to a natural grocers, I would check them out because they have an amazing array of CBD products and the people with the information there to help you make a right decision about what to get. I would definitely go for something you can take internally. So you could get these little soft gel types. You could get the oil that you can put directly into your mouth. And then yes, there are plenty of little like smoke shops and stuff now that are all about the CBD. And that depends on whether or not you feel comfortable in that environment and if you want to purchase from that retailer. Okay, you can also order it online. I would encourage you to really do your research. I don't have a lot of stuff to provide for you guys today as far as companies that I stand behind, other than the ones that I've tried at natural grocers, which I will post also at the bottom of the video. But, oh right. The one thing I would urge you to stay away from is actually ordering something from a source that could be hard to trace the origin to, okay? And without naming names, I think you probably have an idea about some of these companies. You know. All right. CBD oil for cystic acne can also have massive benefits. Cystic acne can be super painful. They can take a really long time to heal. And because they are under the skin and they do not come to a head, you can't really do too much to pop them and remove them that way, like an esthetician would. You can't really do much with them. You have to baby them and wait for them to heal. So something like CBD oil can help reduce that inflammation from the internal avenue, which will help further heal and reduce the inflammation of the cystic acne and move that sucker right along as well. All right, what else do we have? Yeah, I think this is even worth mentioning. By soothing inflammation, we have potentially less itchy skin, less rashy skin, less sebum, like we said, which can even decrease the amount of discomfort one feels and need to touch and pick and wash, etc., etc. So there is that little bit of like side relief that you might get as well, which is super important because we just need some relief in our life sometimes. I mean, what do you do when mosquitoes are biting you like crazy and you're itching to death? You need to get something on them. I'm like, oh my God, give me the vinegar. Give me the vinegar. Hurry up. Cover me in apple cider vinegar. That's just my one go-to natural remedy for those mosquito bites. I'm sure everybody has their own little tricks. So, okay, to kind of sum it up, boop, boop, boop. Computer wanted to go away there for a minute. To sum it up, because this is a pretty quick video on CBD today and just the basics to get you guys excited about it and go out there and try something new. CBD and acne is definitely a new treatment. So experiment, see how you feel, and know this, besides helping your skin, it's going to help other areas of your body and your life as well, because we have the cannabinoid receptor sites throughout our body. The intelligence of the CBD in the plant is such that it will go to the different parts of your body where it is needed first and foremost. Oh, so awesome. So if you have acne, but you also suffer from depression, it's probably going to be able to help you out in those two areas. Or maybe you have acne and insomnia. So get ready for some good night's sleep. It's a really cool product, and I would encourage you guys to go out there, do a little research on your own, because don't listen to everything I say. Go out there, find out for yourself, try some things out, and let me know what you think. And I will be coming back at you guys with a more in-depth, detailed look at CBD as we chug along this train and more research comes out there as well. Okay. Yeah. So there you have it. CBD oil, CBD soft gel pills, CBD topicals, which we didn't really get into today. Gosh, I mean, it's like crazy how many people use it for pain relief alone and how effective it can be compared to some of the over-the-counter, over-the-counter and non-over-the-counter pharmaceutical drugs out there as well. And that's a really important thing as we try and get away from some of the pharmaceutical epidemics that have occurred with some of the drugs that people have been abusing, not necessarily at the fault of their own, for pain relief. I mean, so many people live in pain, not just emotional pain, physical pain, and they need relief and they're seeking relief. And I'm just so happy that there are other options out there and these things are becoming more mainstream and you guys can have a great time exploring them yourself. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Give us a like if you enjoyed this content, if it's something that resonates with you. As you know, there's a whole lot more to come. And as not only the creator and lover of Acne Beautiful, my life is full, it's busy, it is going every day, and yet I still take time for myself to connect, to go within. That way I can be the best version of myself. And yes, I have those shitty days, those crappy days, and I still get up and I still do it and I still go, and I might complain a little bit and I might fall down, and I do, and I have to remind myself of how far I've come, where I was in the past, and where I'm going, just like you guys too. So more Acne Beautiful coming your way. This is Morgan Elizabeth. You guys are part of the community. It's growing, it's expanding, little by little. Just keep doing it. All right, guys. Bye for now.